بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Beloved brothers and sisters, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. كيف حالكم؟ الحمد لله. Beloved brothers and sisters, respected ulama, huffaz, mothers and fathers, alhamdulillah, in our fiqh this evening, we are in Kitab al-Tahara, the chapter of cleanliness, and we are moving into the section of wudu, the ablution. And this evening, inshallah, I'm going to start with the shurut of the wudu, the conditions for wudu. And from our study of fiqh, we know that for every action, there are shurut, conditions. Those shurut is the plural of shart. One shart, many shurut. And for an action to be legitimate, sound, the conditions must be met. And of course, the shurut have to be in place before we can talk about the wajibat, those things which are compulsory, and of course the sunnah actions. So we are looking at the shurut of wudu, the conditions of the ablution. And the Shaykh writes, Shurutul wudu ashara, that the conditions of wudu are 10. And I'm only going to do 5 this evening, hence it's part 1. So the Shaykh writes, the first one, أولا al-Islam, that for wudu to be sound, you have to be Muslim. And we can take this teaching. Sometimes a non-Muslim wants to visit a masjid, and people sometimes ask, shouldn't that non-Muslim take wudu before he or she enters the masjid? So the answer is no, because for a wudu to be sound, the person taking it must be Muslim. The second condition, very important one, at-tamyiz. Tamyiz is reaching the age of understanding, or the age of differentiation. And I love how the fuqaha, the jurists, define reaching tamyiz. Tamyiz is not the same as bulugh. To be mumayyiz is not to be baligh. What does baligh mean? If someone has bulugh, they are baligh. How do we understand that? Anyone, inshallah? Is this brother here in front baligh? Bulugh. So bulugh means that you've obtained puberty. And once you are baligh, you are mukallaf. You are accountable for your actions. But for wudu to be sound, there's a period that we reach prior to bulugh. It's called tamyiz. To be mumayyiz. To differentiate between right and wrong. And the fuqaha say that these are the characteristics of a child that becomes mumayyiz. A child becomes mumayyiz when he or she can do the following. They can eat, they can drink, and they can go to the toilet all on their own. So in terms of actions, the child must be able to eat, drink, and go to the toilet on their own. That's in terms of ability. And then from knowledge of Islam, they must know what is right and wrong. So you train a child actually to be mumayyiz. So a child, if you reflect on when does a child have the ability to eat and drink and go to the toilet on their own, maybe at 4 or 5, I'm assuming. So technically, the amana on parents is that by the time the child reaches 4 or 5, they should know right from wrong. Because when their bodies have the capacity, when their actions meet the definition in fiqh, their minds should also. So from young already, salah time, you tell a 2-year-old, you tell the 2-year-old, don't play. They might still play because they're only 2. But you start conscientizing from 2. Once they reach 3, hopefully they're a little bit more disciplined. Maybe they join you on the musalla at 3. And at 4, they don't turn away from the time of salah. Even though they can't perform it yet, but they know by maybe 4 or 5, no, I must make salah. Then they are mumayyiz. So the fuqaha say, for the wudu, a shart of the wudu is that they must have reached tamyiz. The third one is that you have, the ladies are clean from their menstruation and their postnatal bleeding. The fourth, another important condition, and we'll touch on this a little bit more in the future. وَعَمَّا يَمْنَعُ وُصُولَ الْمَاءِ إِلَى الْبَشْرَةِ. The Shaykh writes that we must be free from that which prevents the water from reaching the skin. So this is a very important condition, and I will go into the fiqh of bandages, plasters. What do we do? Because this is a shart for wudu. There must not be a mani', a barrier that prevents the water from reaching. But of course we know there are times when we wear a plaster or you have a bandage. And then the fifth one, just for this evening inshallah, is there must be nothing on the body that will change the qualities of the water. So when we studied the sifat, the qualities of water, what is that area? There are 3 things inshallah. Testing the knowledge tonight, mashallah. If you get it right, you have a cup of tea tonight inshallah. The qualities of water are 3. Nothing from Maulana. Unfortunately, Maulana must have the tea already, inshallah. Taste, color, and smell. Ahsantu, Hafidh, you can have the tea tonight, inshallah. So those are the qualities of water. Taste, color, and smell. So the fuqaha write, it is a condition for your wudu that you don't have something on your body that will change it. Right? That will change that. The qualities of the water. So I'm only going to pause here because it's quite a bit of fiqh already. So these are of the 5 qualities, of the 5 conditions. We'll do another 5 next week inshallah. But we conclude just for this evening knowing that there are 10 conditions to be met. And also tamyiz. Try and remember this word inshallah, mumayyiz, especially the young parents, I'm including myself. That your child reaches tamyiz when they have the capacity to eat, drink, and go to the toilet on their own, and they must have the understanding of what is right and wrong. Then that is a condition for that wudu to be performed. And then also water must reach the skin. There mustn't be a barrier, inshallah. Any questions on these conditions? Okay, inshallah. Some homework inshallah for next week. Let's see what do the fuqaha say if you wear a plaster or a bandage, inshallah. Okay? Let's see what Mufti Google will say, inshallah. Shukran. Wa sallallahu wa sallam alayhi wa rahmatullahi rabbil alamin.